Hey everybody, I'm back with a bit of Dermot. This isn't a stream vlog or anything, this is me recording the Final Fantasy XVI Crossover event. I've already done it with the Jam, and I want to do it with my big, lovely streamy character to get the pet and the cutest mount around. I start in. No. Yes, no. Yes, yes, yes. I know what I'm doing. Shut up. So this actually unlocks a little mini game I like to call Torgal Petting Simulator. It lets you pet Torgal. It's the mount lets you pet him as an action. Eesh. Maybe you actually. Somebody's standing there, so it'll be you. There we go, Clyde's face right there. Oh, I'm Clyde. Hello. Sure, right. Forgive me my boldness, but are you Dermot Dina, are you not? Easy. And my search is at an end. A begoggled gentleman, the minstrelling traveller, or the travelling minstrel, or whatever. A begoggled gentleman tasked me to find you, see, and I'm so easily distracted, in hopes of entreating your aid with... Let me have a wee reset. Right, be gone, silly. Then my search is at an end. A begoggled gentleman tasked me to find you, you see, in hopes of entreating you with your aid, with some matter he deigned not to share with me. Bear remain here, I shall fetch him at once. Okie dokie. So, if you don't know, Wandering Minstrel is one that unlocks all of your... what you call them? Savages and all that, like, hard modes for fights. Greetings, champion! Hello? It is I who employed... that's why I got it mixed. And Shadowbringers, instead of the Wandering Minstrel, because it's an alternate world, it's the Minstreling Wanderer. It is I who employed the adventurer to facilitate this impromptu audience. As for the why, I've requested that you, and you alone, I have a request that you and you alone can fulfill. Pray listen well, for my tale begins with a most unsettling dream. In it, I did behold the evening sky, boundless and shimmering. As I drank deep of its beauty, I spied two stars sailing across an inky expanse. One a purest white, the other a blushing scarlet. Their courses set such that they might pass without collision. Sharply and suddenly, the scarlet star shifted its trajectory. High above a burning landscape did its path intersect with that of the white star. Their conjunction marked by a brilliant explosion of light. Even in slumber, I was awestruck by the spectacle. What did that mean? You speak fancy words, fancy man. To be told, my own interpretation wavers. Rational mind says meaningless dream, whilst my artistic soul insists on prophecy. Nom, 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 nom. Whatever greater meaning this vision might hold, I am convinced that the blazing white star represents a warrior of light. In other words, you. And should these portents indeed foretell future events, you are thus fated to encounter the Scarlet Star, whomsoever they may be. I therefore humbly request that you accompany me to the burning land for my dream, that I might witness the vision... I struggled with this last name as well. Denouement. I will compensate you for the trouble, of course. Don't worry, we'll get more than compensated for this quest line. Question is, which territory in Eorzea might be considered burning, metaphorically or otherwise? Like, a lot of places, bro. Have you seen Eorzea? It's a bit of a shit show sometimes. The Bowl of Embers were a battle defeat. Well, its relation to flame cannot be denied. My instincts tell me nay. It seems my dream was more ridge than bowl. A giant flickering outcrop of crystal, mayhap? Of course! The burning wall in eastern Thanalan. Ah, cluster of immense crystals born from the Seventh Calamity. Aye. It well resembles the sweeping scene from a dream. First mystery is solved. Shall we leave Felixstowe and Fanalan in the infamous burning wall at once? We shall, even. I know what I'm trying to say. Quest has been accept. I really like that noise. I don't play this. Oh, hello. There's a bunny in Underground. Can't tell what the bunny is. Where's your weapon? What? Is your weapon actually? You can't be unarmed. You can't be unarmed in this game, can you? Fuck it, I'll just inspect them. That's not what I mean. Examine. You are a... Where's your book? Silly scholar not having their book. Typical. It occurred to me while I was teleporting there, you might not be able to see my book, but you can. That's fine. It's chuffed firmly on that there. Right there. Oh. There's a big goat. Meow. Oh, shut up. You little buddy. They're so weird, but I love them. Hey, bud. The Burning Wall, an apt name indeed. They said these crystalline structures were formed when falling shards of Dalamud pierced this land's ethereal current. Some see them as a symbol of rebirth, manifestation of renewed life. That's neither here nor there. Let's have a look around, shall we? Spyglass at the ready. Indeed. Oh, I changed my chocobo to red. Oh, he's so pretty. Survey your surroundings. Yeah, I know what it is. Look. I beheld a man. He is on the ground, and he has a magnificent bum. Make an unusual discovery. There's a dude. Deed. Pretty unusual. Well, actually, say yours here. Again, not unusual. I look like a moth shouting at her Wayne. Have you done this time, you wee shite? Silliness be gone. Just pluck it out, Brian. Pluck it out. Go on. Every time I try and chase it away, I get more silly in me. Oh my god. Give me your armor. What am I? What's going on? I'm not going to try and do the Clive voice. I do not have a deep enough voice for... Well, I guess I do have a very low registered voice, but it's not got the level of like gravel that you would expect from, you know, my boy. A dream ledge to me. I understand how absurd that may sound. We ourselves are unsure of what awaited us here. As for who we are, I am content to be known as the Minstrel. This stalwart hero is Dermot Diner. Might we have the pleasure of your name? No. Clive. Aye, the last thing I remember was the ruins. My head. How did I come to be in this place? It would seem you were not senseless. Confusion is to be expected. For safety's sake, I suggest we make for town and have Ontistery physician look you over. I shall see your patient receives proper treatment. Would you mind waiting for us at Scholar's Walk? Bye, damn it. So if I'm interpreting this correctly, this is when you first go right down into the ruins and you see the tapestry that first depicts what looks like Ifrit. That's why I love this quest. Normally in Final Fantasy XIV's biggest sin is like, right, we're all going to go here. Meet us at X and Y. Why don't you just take me with you? They never do, but this quest is quite streamlined and it's just, oh look, I'm out of the cutscene, let's click the thing again. I'm guessing they're doing it this way to split it up as well for you know, in case you're on a queue or whatever. But yeah, if I'm interpreting it right, the part of Final Fantasy 16 this Clive is from is that part where you first see the first mural or something way deep underground, and I believe that's where your first. It's been a while. Right, I played it when it first came out. I played it to death. I was done, and then I put it away. I don't want achievement hunter in that. And it gets attacked by Typhon, and it gets knocked to fuck out. I believe that's the point where this particular Clive has been snatched from. If I'm wrong, let me know, please. I would love to know. It's been so long since I played it, I'm maybe misremembering stuff. Oh, bad dodgy graphics in the back then, that was weird. Our foundling is being cared for as we speak. I'm told he should be released soon. Hopefully it was not that a bite of food and a little bed rest couldn't cure. I mean, that seems to do the wonders in Final Fantasy XVI, to be honest. Well, I guess any Final Fantasy game. Hello, Clive. Kind of you, wait, thank you. What's your condition? What of your condition? Sorry. The brain knows, the mouth moves. They don't communicate very well, you see. Much improved. The physical also noted no signs of injury or illness. Yet my memories remain hazy. How did I end up here? Whatever I was doing, it was important, I'm sure of it. I must return as soon as possible. I see. I can't leave him in this state. Must help him restore his memories and find his way home. What of the city, Clive? Do any parts of Ul'dah strike you as familiar? I keep biting my tongue. Nah. Maybe I've simply forgotten, but I recognise nothing. Not all done then. Still, I should like to think that sights and sounds of well-known locale will hasten your recovery. The Burning Wall, the place where we found you, is situated midway betwixt Ul'dah and Gridania. Perhaps a trip to the 12 Ruins is in order. Gridania, is he? Name rings no bells, but I've no better suggestions. And you would take me there? Yes. Do you know how many times I've changed my hair since I came back to the game? Oh, changed my hair about 6 times just to match different various helmets. Meanwhile, I shall make the rounds of the neighbouring settlements and ask if any have heard of you. Let's rendezvous in Gridania anon. Boy. This entire situation is... Why is graphics going on weird? This entire situation has me knocked off balance, I'm afraid. Dermot, was it? I appreciate you coming to my rescue. Still, you must have your own business to attend to. We can set out whenever you're ready. Yes. Hey Clive, I'm ready. Are we ready? Then let's head out. This Gridania the Minster mentioned, is it far? Will we need mounts? By airship. You have those. Not that I mean to doubt you, friend. If you say we're board on an airship, then that is what we'll do. Airships are old technology in Final Fantasy XVI. Like they've kind of lost the ability to use them. I believe I've forgotten so much. I maybe need to replay it. I love 16. I know it's not the best, but Clive, what are you? Pretty assholes right behind me. Dermot, if I may ask a foolish question, do these airships of yours actually fly? Yes. Foolish question indeed then. Your expression tells me as much. No airship travel where you're from? Strange question to ask someone with amnesia. So it would seem. It's odd. I know that the weapon on my back is called a sword. I understand what it's for and how to wield it. Fog as my memories may be, my general knowledge seems intact. Yet hearing you speak of functional airships, I felt confusion, disbelief, or something that you clearly think of as commonplace. can make no sense of it. Where was I before now? Ah, but dwelling on this is pointless. Forward is the only way. Indeed, buddy. Speak with Clive. And now I'm here. Hello. To feel that bracing wind, the deck shuddering beneath your feet as you rise into the sky. My memory may be faulty, but that was an experience I'm sure I'll not soon forget. So this is Gridania. Seems very unlike the city we just left. Where to begin? I think best I follow your lead. Indeed, Clive is now accompanying you. Yes. Up here. Follow me, puppy pants. We have Gridanians to bother. This tavern reminds me of somewhere I've been before. It's of no use. I can feel the memory, but it's like grasping at smoke. Maybe show me somewhere else. Sprints like you mean it. Crunch, 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 crunch. A chocobo! Now that's something I recognise. Yet it's more than that. I had my own chocobo once, I'm sure of it. But as for when, or the where... He does have a chocobo. He is a good chocobo. This chocobo's nice. And 16 Clive's whole shtick is breaking the fuck out of big crystals, so... An impressive crystal, not a mother crystal, surely. No, not nearly large enough. When I try to remember, the fog in my head almost seems to grow thicker. It's me, I'm thicker. Bruh. Sorry, just that person very shiny from one angle. No weapon look like in this character. I'm using the no artifact. Relic. Friend Clive. Meet friend Adder's Nest. This is a truly beautiful place. Remembered anything else? Brief flashes of this and that, but nothing to suggest I've been here before. I can't shake the strangest feeling. As if it's too peaceful, and that doesn't sit right. Look around, mate. Trust me. The only prerequisite for this quest, right, is you need to have done the ultimate weapon, which means we're theoretically, at the point of the story I'm right in the middle of fucking war in Girabania. You know, we basically just lost the Reach, if I believe. Anyway, enough blabbing. Patrol reporting. Commander, all is well with Excel, no sightings of Garuda. For which we are profoundly grateful. At ease, soldier. His Garuda's a lot scarier than our Garuda, and our Garuda is really fucking scary. Did he say Garuda? You there, this Garuda you spoke of. She gives me the runs. Sir, are you alright? Damn it, do you know this gentleman? Memory loss, you say? I'm sorry to hear that, though it seems Garuda's name has lit a spark of some sort. I was in a battle with Garuda. I fought her, I'm sure of it. Please, you must tell me more. Anything that might help me remember my past. Of course, Gridania owes a debt of gratitude to any who stood against that destructive fiend. However, there's one more suited to the task than I. Our elder Seeds here is well versed not only in primal lore, but also the treatment of bodily afflictions. She's surely your best hope for recovery. I have cramp in my leg. I will send word ahead to Stillglade Fane. Oh, God, cramp. Ugh. Stand ready to escort our guests to an audience. Understood, Commander. Silly humour. Pray find me no fake as older and all greedy. We'll see that you're granted entry to the Lotus Stand. Goodbye, tiny man. I really want to see more of the races in 14 appear in other games. The Lotus Stand lies ahead. Just follow me if you would please. Greetings, honoured guests. More weird graphical bugs. Is that going up in the recording? That's so weird. That didn't happen the last time I was doing this. I was doing it on Jam. Commander, hello. It surprised me of your friend's condition. This is he. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Kani Sana, Elder Seedseer of Gridania. That means fuck all to you. Thank you for your gracious welcome. Hell, technically Dermot's from this world and doesn't really mean much to her either. I am Clive, though beyond that, I fear my introduction may be lacking. Please concern yourself not with proprieties. It is your memory loss we are here to address. I'm told Garuda's name awakens some previous recollection. Yes, an instant I heard a hazy vision of a battle rose unbidden. I think perhaps if I could hear more of Garuda. Wish easily granted. Garuda is the deity revered by the Exile, people who once dwelled here in Twellswood. She appears as a winged entity, half-bird, half-woman, who commands the wind itself. Most frightening, however, is her capricious temper, and unpredictable as a howling storm. I'm not good with big words. I should add that Dermot had fought against Garuda in her primal incarnation. Winged woman, volatile temper, and with the power over the wind. A fitting description for the opponent, I remember. The deity? No. The will behind that monstrous savage was distinctly mortal. I suspect Clive's Garuda and yours is primal are not the one and the same, says the minstrelling wanderer. Mainly as Clive himself is not of our world. Explain yourself. Went back to where we discovered Clive and questioned the folk in the nearby settlements. Not one person recognised this description. Such a distinctive tattoo, escaping the notice of every local rumour monger for miles around, improbable to say the least. This led me to consider another possibility, one consistent with past accounts I've heard of visitors from other worlds somehow stumbling through reality's curtain and finding their way to our star. Like, genuinely, this is a thing that's been made canon in other Final Fantasy games. This shit just happens to these folks. My brand, it's a mark of a bearer. It's made with wyvern venom. Does it pain you to remember? I feel the memories trying to surface, but when I strain to recall, a piercing ringing fills my ears. Garuda, bearer, Ifrit. Another primal's name. It would seem the pain has less than tangible source. Long have I studied the healing arts, yet I sense no shadow of illness in your body. Your suffering stems not from injury nor sickness. Victims of terrible events have been known to suppress their own memories out of instinct. One's subconscious denies attempts to confront the awful truth, the mind creating a shield of pain to protect the heart. The barriers of my own making? How then am I to overcome it? Without raid, of course. Fate has brought us together. Together we shall triumph over this adversity. You and your very kissable lips. So, you think me from another world, and my memories of said world are not like to return unless I acknowledge some terrible truth, a truth my mind refuses to remember. It is a confounding dilemma, I agree. I have given thought to a solution. I believe that the sick shackles which bind your mind may yet be struck off in heat of battle. A drastic measure, perhaps, especially when not at your best. Which is why I turn to you, Dermot. You're the twin to Clive's wandering star. Your involvement is no accident. The path I seek is thick with thorns, but if you have the will to walk it, then gird yourself for war in between Apkallu Falls. Mental is a plan, it seems, but he shares little beyond confusing metaphor. Still, willing to indulge him if it means making progress. Meet him at Apkallu Falls, right? Where is that to be found? That way? That way. I don't know. It's this general direction. Yeah. What's that? Plucking the heart? Oh, right. Aye, that's for bards if you wouldn't learn to play instruments. It's a surprisingly deep system, to be honest. I'm not... Like, the only music I've got behind me is trying to self-teach the guitar for 2 years. I basically only learned how to play like 4 songs, which was really tough, but I couldn't tell you head nor hair of what I was doing. I was playing what the techniques were, and I couldn't read sheet music, it was tabs only, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't have gave up, but I did. That was on me. Hello, Clive. This place, why here? Because this waterfall is where the legendary Archon Louisoix gathered a band of adventurers in the time of the 7th Umbral Calamity. Archon Louisoix is the one that became the Phoenix, by the way. Oh, another thing that's linking them to Clive here. Their purpose, to extinguish the infernal Ifrit. I know something's there, just why can't I remember? Clive recalled several words in the Elder Seedseer's presence. Words which brought him pain, with the significance of bearer eludes me. You and I are more than familiar with the fruit. Sadly. Considering your reaction to the mention of the name, it is likely that primal, or its equivalent in your world, is deeply connected to your condition. Thus I have resolved to weave my lyrical magics and bring you face to face with the Ifrit of our world. Here, where Archon Louisoix paved an ethereal path to the Primal's lair. Will my words be given substance, and within the vision which takes form, will you do battle with the phantom of our mind's creation? Imaginary though this confrontation may be, I fear your suffering will be all too real, yet you must persevere, for your hidden truth will not be unearthed without hardship. Take heart, Scarlet Star, and call upon your strength of your shining twin. Your past awaits. This level sinks you to 50, and I might struggle this time because last time I did it as the Dark Knight, or basically invincible, but this time I'm a caster. I didn't think to change class. Where has he sent us? The Bowl of Embers. You stand in the Bowl of Embers, the site where the Amoja summoned their patron deity, and the stage upon which the Warrior of Light became a slayer of gods. It's but a convincing illusion. the body of recounted tale given breath by fanciful verse. Come forth, Lord of the Inferno. Howdy for as piddly compared to his E3. Pardon me for burping, by the way. An accurate facsimile, yet not quite the Ifrit you know. No, not quite the same. Here's the biggie. And they should release it as a trial. Oh, what a big dog! Ready when you are. Together then. That's the thing which killed Joshua. Yes, I've been on his trail, seeking vengeance from my brother. The fiend must pay. Wait with me, damn it. Being it isn't any summoner where he's from, that's going to be a weird fight for him. It's going to be a weird one for me as well, because during this battle, yes, I absolutely know how to do it. I struggled with it last time, but it's a special mechanic. Most of my damage comes from this, essentially. Oh, I've lost my mouse. Shit. Yeah, no, that was my bad. Oops. guys, I have an auto clicker. It's not an auto clicker, it's a macro on the mouse that just clicks lots. Oh, it's still counted. Alright. Not complaining. Oops. Yeah. Oh, only just though. Oh, come on. Oh, I got that there. He's gonna stomp on me. Damn it. Oh, good. Damn. We should have done this as Monk, actually. Monk are probably the absolute easiest one to do this as. Oops. Oops. Used the able by accident there. A bit of a waste with nothing. Nice. Move on. Yep, that was fucking stupid. I keep panicking and losing my mouse on the screen. Would you please cast? All the bits they start freaking up here. Look at him no level 90 and I'd do that as well. Oops. Does just be one dodge mark? Come on, just worth it. Shut the fuck up, phone. I blamed another to spare myself the guilt. I feared that by accepting it, I would lose what little was left of me. But I accept the truth of it now. You are not Ifrit. I am. 100 ability. Oof. The summoner just turn into one of them. That could show off. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, I've seen shit like that before. Actually, I guess by this point in the game they wouldn't have. Yeah. Stop thinking of the meta aspect. In a battle against your own mind, it would seem you have emerged the victor. Intriguing. It's the boy! Here comes the boy. That's a good boy. It's a very good boy. I like that boy. He's a good boy. He's a fucking big boy. He's a good boy. The illusion is unravelled, yet you've brought back a friend with you. There goes my throat. I haven't recorded in a while. This is Torgal, a wolf pup raised in the duchy. There is no more loyal ally in the battle, and no keener guide on when the road ahead is uncertain. That would explain the aberration in the lingering ether. Torgal is here to lead you back to your own world. Clive has embraced his harrowing past and in doing so reclaimed the memories he lost. Though not a conscious act, he has manifested his readiness to return home in the form of a trusted companion. Even so, it was difficult to accept what I'd done. My younger brother Joshua was a kind and gifted soul, the inheritor of a phoenix's flames. He was destined to become Archduke, as her father had before him, but Joshua was murdered, his bright future cut short. From that day onwards, I lived for one purpose alone. A dominant of fire had slain my brother, and I would have my revenge. Spent years tracking the killer until one day I came to understand it had been me all along. I was young and distraught when I first summoned Ifrit. I hadn't known such power lurked within me, or that it could even exist at all. The transformation was instinctive, uncontrolled, and it was by my hand that Joshua died. Can imagine the anguish this caused you. There was anguish, yes, and a guilt I will never escape, but I can't let it stop me. I was born a vessel for Ifrit's power, and I need to know why. I was in search for answers when I went to the Phoenix's Gate, and delved into the ruins below. There I found the courage to face my past and accept the truth, and then everything faded to black. Your tale suggests that something in the ruins, some mysterious force, was responsible for your inadvertent journey. And if you arrived in Eorzea, a place sacred from a place sacred to the Phoenix and its flames, then it stands to reason. Yes, what are you thinking? I'm thinking that to see home, we must return to the beginning. Our road takes us back to the burning wall. Once there, your furry comrade will lead us exactly where we need to go. Good pup. That's a good pup. Look at that pup. That's a good pup. Meanwhile, Clive goes back. So I met a giant woman who like summoned instead of became the primals. Actually, what do they call them in that? Primes? No, priming is what. In 16, priming is what they do when they become the. What do they call them in that? The godlike form, but they're not worshipped as gods. So they're icons in this, or primals. Were they just icons? I actually cannot remember. Has it really been that long since 16 came out? Saying that is not as if I've got the best memory in the world. I did only play it once, after all, so I'm just forcing myself to remember things I'm probably not going to be able to remember just off the cuff like that. Oh, down the way. Up the way. Never mind. Fucking idiot. Torgal. We come this far, now Torgal will be our guide. Such was the purpose of his creation, after all. Shush. Ready? Take me home, pork. Yeah. Wow, that wasn't a lot of damage. Oops. Why have I got hiccups now of all times? I'm trying desperately not to hiccup into the microphone right now. Sorry. Is this it, boy? The tale ends where it began. Where you first found me? Indeed. I was baffled as to why this, of all places, would serve as a junction between two worlds, but now I think I understand. You do? Some years ago, Eorzea was visited by a cataclysmic disaster known as the Seventh Umbral Calamity. Yet even as fire and ruin threatened all we held dear, the world underwent a mystical renewal. It was as if the star was reborn. One theory attributes the miracle to a benevolent entity claiming that the undying phoenix flared into being to save us in our hour of direst need. The phoenix? The burning wall itself is a scar left by those events, its crystal ridges having erupted from the earth overnight. Some believe these monoliths of solidified flame to be proof of the phoenix's deliverance. The bond with your brother, the phoenix of your world, may have been the connection which brought you to this sacred place in ours. Drawn to the flame. Morph. Seems our time together is at an end. Thank you both for all you've done. Always, no matter what fate awaits, a journey's end. sad one if I remember. Good barf. It's good barf. 10 out of 10 barf. Come Torgal, we have answers to seek, and Valisthea awaits. And then he was gone. I feel the stirrings of a ballad. But nay, 'twould be hubris to imagine I could capture Clive's story from so fleeting an excerpt. That honour belongs to someone else, someone privileged to see his tale to its conclusion. Sadly, the power to peer into other worlds was not granted me by this day's miracles. I wonder, however, if you might manage it, Dermot. Well, spoiler, I completed Final Fantasy XVI, so yeah, technically. Our little adventure is over, set in motion as it was by a dream most cryptic. I must thank you for indulging my sudden and strange request. As for your promised reward, I hope this is sufficient. Torgal proved such a trustworthy guide, I thought to bind his likeness to a summoning whistle. Bananas. May his loyal spirit serve you well in your travels. Until we meet again. Until we meet again! And there we go, just like that. I actually feel kind of bad with how tall my character is, but it's not the worst. So we get big ol' Torgal. Ah, he's so cute. And you get... Oh, he's down there. I don't remember how to get into first person. There we go. You buddy. I don't know if he's got any emotes associated with him, but he's adorable. That's it for the event. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Leave me a wee like if you enjoyed.